a house divided contrasting visions for Gaza's future. In the aftermath of the recent conflict in Gaza, a stark division within Israel's leadership regarding the future governance of the territory has been laid bare. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has emerged as a vocal advocate for Palestinian self-management, standing in stark contrast to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security-centric approach. This internal debate carries profound implications for the prospect of lasting peace and stability in the region. Gallant, a seasoned military figure, has expressed firm opposition to the notion of Israel assuming direct control of Gaza, either through military or civilian administration. His stance stems from a deep-seated understanding of the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He recognizes the dangers of further entrenching Israeli authority in Gaza, a move that would likely exacerbate tensions and fuel further violence. Instead, Gallant champions the idea of empowering Palestinians to govern themselves. Netanyahu, a stalwart of Israeli politics, approaches the issue from a security-first perspective. His overarching concern lies in preventing future attacks from Gaza, a priority that shapes his vision for the territory's future. This has led him to favor a strategy that bypasses the Palestinian Authority, viewing it as an unreliable partner in maintaining security. Netanyahu's skepticism towards Palestinian self-governance stems from a history of conflict and a belief that such an approach would ultimately jeopardize Israeli security. The clash between these two visions reflects a broader ideological struggle within Israel. It highlights the fundamental dilemma of balancing security concerns with the pursuit of a sustainable peace. Gallant's approach embodies a recognition that lasting stability can only be achieved through a political solution that addresses Palestinian aspirations for self-determination. Conversely, Netanyahu's stance emphasizes the immediate need to protect Israeli citizens from perceived threats, even if it means delaying a long-term resolution to the conflict. The weight of the world, external pressures and internal conflicts. The internal debate within Israel's leadership unfolds against a backdrop of intense international scrutiny. The recent conflict in Gaza has drawn widespread condemnation, with many global actors urging Israel to exercise restraint and prioritize a peaceful resolution. The international community's focus on the humanitarian situation in Gaza adds another layer of complexity to Israel's decision-making process. Gallant's vision for Palestinian self-management aligns with the prevailing international consensus on the need for a two-state solution. His emphasis on empowering Palestinians resonates with calls for a just and sustainable peace that respects the rights and aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians. This approach could potentially pave the way for renewed international engagement and support, facilitating a more cooperative approach to resolving the conflict. Netanyahu's security-driven approach, however, faces considerable headwinds from the international community. Bypassing the Palestinian Authority and asserting greater Israeli control over Gaza contradicts the principles of self-determination and sovereignty that underpin the two-state solution. This approach risks further alienating international partners and diminishing the prospects for a negotiated settlement. The divergence in viewpoints within Israel's leadership reflects a deeper struggle to reconcile domestic priorities with external pressures. Gallant's stance acknowledges the importance of international legitimacy and seeks to align Israeli policy with global expectations for a just and peaceful resolution. Netanyahu, on the other hand, prioritizes immediate security concerns, even if it means navigating a more turbulent relationship with the international community. The road ahead: navigating peace and stability in a divided land. The choices made by Israel's leadership in the wake of the recent conflict will have profound and lasting consequences for the future of the region. The path towards peace and stability hinges on the delicate balance between addressing security concerns and advancing a political solution that meets the aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians. Gallant's vision for Palestinian self-management offers a potential roadmap towards a more sustainable peace. By empowering Palestinians to govern their own affairs, this approach could foster a sense of ownership and responsibility, potentially mitigating the drivers of conflict. It also opens the door for greater international cooperation and support, creating a more conducive environment for dialogue and reconciliation. Netanyahu's security-focused approach, while prioritizing the immediate safety of Israeli citizens, carries the risk of perpetuating the cycle of violence. By sidelining the Palestinian Authority and asserting greater Israeli control, this strategy could exacerbate tensions and fuel further resentment. It also undermines the prospects for a negotiated two-state solution, dimming hopes for a lasting peace. The future of Gaza, and indeed the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict, hangs in the balance. The contrasting visions within Israel's leadership underscore the complexity of the challenges ahead. Ultimately, the path towards lasting peace and stability necessitates a delicate balancing act, one that acknowledges the imperative of security while also embracing the pursuit of a just and sustainable political solution.